guys! Welcome back to the Chaotic Cuticle Club.
Yes.
Today we are talking about something we feel very passionately about, and that
Yes.
I feel Susie needs to hear this conversation that we're going to have. Because today we are talking all things timings, how long it will take you in the beginning, how to kind of work on your speed, but also why it doesn't really matter that much, and normalizing the fact that we don't need to be done in an hour and we don't need to be bashing out 10 sets a day when we're just starting out. So yes, I was saying that to you, Susie. But before we get into that, you know what's coming. How's your week been?
Good. I am absolutely knackered and talked out at the moment because I've just hosted my second workshop. I know. I'm still really nervous and I'm still like kind of refining it all, but they've gone quite well, I think. I hope. So yeah, it's been fun. It's been really good. But I had one today and we gossiped and I talked a lot. And you know me, I'll talk and then I go, oh my God, I can't talk anymore. Words
Shut
are no more.
down.
So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Yeah, it's been busy. Like 4 clients in yesterday, which in relation to this discussion, I'm like, oh my God, that's not enough. But then a year ago, so it's a year ago today that we're filming this, that I started my actual business.
Oh,
I'm like, oh,
yay!
right. And
That's so good.
yeah, when it's like registered and like this is when it started.
Yeah.
So a year ago, I couldn't even think about doing more than like 2 people in a day, and even that was a push.
Mhm.
Like I would just do
Mhm.
one and I was knackered. So I need to reflect and I need to be like, I'm fitting in 4 people a day easily and I could have fitted in an extra one, but that's not the point. We're working on not beating ourselves up completely. But yeah, it's been okay. It's been okay as a week.
You've had a good week, and I'm so happy for you. Like, I'm so happy that the workshops went well, and seeing the videos of the looks that people managed to do, and yeah, I mean I knew it was going to be amazing, but I'm just so happy, and you'll get more confident with each one because you'll see like how well they go.
Yeah.
So I'm very proud of you.
Thank you. Shut up. But thank you. How's your week been? I saw that you've been using a new product kind of thing.
I have, yeah, I've had a good week. I've had my first new clients in the
Yeah.
area, so I'm very happy about that. I feel like I can breathe a little bit and that
Yeah.
it will happen. It's kind of given me that, like, okay, people will come. Like, I will get new people. So that was really good. And she was really, really lovely. She was a horsey girl, so I had great time talking about the horses, and because I love animals, but
Yeah.
I do love horses. So that was really good. And I've also got someone booked in this Saturday who sounds like she is like my ideal client. She's
Yeah.
very arty. She wants like really funky nails. She's kind of just giving me free reign to do art. So I am buzzing about that one.
What are you going to do?
I think we're going to do like some fruit. I think I'm going to go with like strawberries and lemons, a little bit of like 3D in the lemons and like strawberry, and yeah, just some very colourful, springy nails. Because
Nice.
I put some stories up the other day with like spring inspo, and there was a couple that I particularly really wanted to do. So I think I'm going to take the opportunity to do them for her. And then I got some more 20 Pro stuff. I got their hard gels, which I'm in love with. Absolutely. The bottled one and the one in the pot, I am in love with them. And because they had 20% off for International Women's Day, I decided to add another couple of things to my basket because why save money when you could just buy more stuff? And I got their sandwich dual forms, which I have been testing on my practice hand, and also I fixed 2 of my mother-in-law's nails with them yesterday. And although like I'm not a master of it by any sense of the word, because as with anything to do with nails, they are not as easy as they look on the internet. But I love like the process of them, and it's just the case of like getting used to how much gel to use and stuff like that. But I can tell I'm going to love them. I just need to get better at them.
Yeah. No. Then they looked amazing, the ones that you did.
Yeah. I mean, they didn't come out like that. That was with a lot of shaping and refining. But, you know, I think, Lily, get out of the fire. It's not an actual fire, guys. It's an electric one. I think she can see her reflection in it. She's like standing up on it. But yeah, I think with hard gel anyway, refining is a normal thing to have to do.
Definitely.
But yeah, I'm very happy that I bought them, and I'm just loving experimenting a little bit and trying something new, and having a bit of fun. I've been playing with my art paints a little bit as well to do like florals and stuff. So yeah, it's just been nice to kind of sit, because I think like when you're like first starting out, that's all you do, isn't it? Like you just sit painting, experimenting, and then you start getting clients and you start like trying to build your business, and you kind of stop doing that as much. So
Yeah,
it's been really nice to just sit and play.
it's lovely. See, when I just get an evening and I've not got anything to do, and I'm just like, I'm going to scroll on Pinterest and I'm just going to choose something. I'm just going to recreate it.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love
Yeah.
that. I love
Yeah.
trying new things or finding a new technique, and you're like, oh, I wonder, or having a thought in your brain. Like, I had a dream the other day that I'd done something, and I was like, I need to go and try that now. And just being able to kind of go, oh, I'll just try that and experiment. And
Yeah.
do you think that would
Yeah,
work
yeah.
with that? And I love that. That's
I
what
think
gives me
it
so much
like
joy.
keeps you in touch with like why you loved this in the first place as well, because I know we talked before about like how much it like quietens our brains, and just like almost like art, well, it is art therapy for us. And I think if you are in a bit of a funk, or you're feeling a bit like stressed out by the business side of it or the client side or whatever, sitting and doing that and just enjoying it again kind of like makes you feel that passion for it again, and you're like, okay, this is why I want to do this. This is what I love doing. So if
Yeah.
anyone's in a little bit of a funk, sit down, just have a practice, just put some ideas in a jar and shake them up and pick random things out. Or I know you can get like manicure roulette and stuff, which I love, but if you can't afford that and you don't want to spend money on it, just write things down on a bit of paper and put it in a little jar and pick it out at random and make a set. Or like you said, just look on Pinterest, or just have like a weird idea in your head and go, oh, I wonder what would happen. Like,
Yeah.
just experiment and magic happens.
Absolutely does. So, Casey, what are we talking
Mhm.
about today? I mean, we've already
Timings.
said that, but yes,
Yes,
I
we
forgot.
are we are talking about timing. So, I guess the first question is, how long did your first set of nails take you? Like when you were, so say like, well, I know this time last year you were setting up your business, but say this time sort of January sort of time when you were just starting out,
When I was
how
just starting
long?
out. So, not unlike my first sort of client.
Mm.
Like, so on my first client after I qualified, I think it was I can't even remember what it was. I'm sure it was like a basic. I need to go back and find it. I'm gonna go and find it, and I'm sure it took me like 4.5 hours or something.
Mhm.
Like it
Mhm.
was insane. So on somebody else, so that I did a set on Lola, I wasn't qualified yet, and these took me like 5 hours over the space of 2 days. These, I
Wow.
mean,
They are amazing though.
they are nice, but there's
They
no,
are not you should not expect that of yourself as a beginner, guys. Susie's a law unto herself.
but they were like on my I guess they were on my first person. They were on Lola. I'd only ever done it on me before. And I put extensions on and stuff, but there's no cuticle work. They're 18 miles away from the cuticle. The line work is janky. It's like I used a cat eye from like fucking Timu or Sheen or something. Like it wasn't amazing. So I did this in January, like these in January. They're flooded in
Mhm, mhm.
cuticles. They are wibbly. That was Ruby's first ever set of nails.
Wow.
And they took me something like 3 hours. And that was a
Mhm,
plain
mhm.
gel polish, but I was
So
flooding everything. It was all like, it took me ages. But that was
yeah,
like, I was doing, oh my God, I can't even, like, they're so bad. They are.
Ruby's nails now, are they an overlay?
She gets hard gel overlay now.
You need to share that journey, because the growth.
Oh God, yeah. I mean,
Oh my god, they've grown so much.
oh yeah, like
That is crazy.
yeah. So that was our first. So this was the 12th of February. and I was made to do like French and stuff
Mhm.
that made me feel ill. But like they took me something like 4 hours. Like it
Mhm.
was
Mhm.
long, and they're quite a basic set. Like now, I would just be like, okay, cool, that's like an hour and a half.
Mhm.
So, like looking back, and I know one of my clients, she's been there since the very beginning. She was an OG. She used to sit for 4 or 5 hours. It was Violet, hi Violet, she'll not watch this. She used to sit for hours and hours and hours. And now I book her in for 2 hours and I'm like, you're done, bye. That's it, you're gone. And she still gets super long, super everything. And
Mhm.
looking back now, like I don't see the progress, but then I'm like, oh, okay, she used to sit for hours and hours.
Mhm.
We would have
Mhm.
snacks and we'd have.
Obviously, just have to come for the day.
Yeah. Well, I would book Violet out for the entire day.
Mhm.
Whereas now I'm like, girl, you're fitting into things. I've got stuff to do, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Other
Yeah.
things to see. So what about yours? What were your first set timings like?
Yeah, mine would have been really similar. So my first like time working on actual people was obviously for my case studies. So I had to do 5 case studies for gel polish and 5 for like the builder gel course. And they would have been like 3.5 to 4 hours for like and just for a plain builder gel.
Yeah.
Like a couple had like a polish on top, but there was no art involved whatsoever in any of the sets that I did for my case studies. They were all just plain. Funnily enough, I had to do like 3 French ones, and I don't know how I passed because we all know I still can't do French. So I don't know. I don't know how I managed it, but they were all like micro French. None
Yeah.
of them were like real like deep. But yeah, it was like 3.5 to 4 hours just for like prep and builder gel application. I used so Nigel and like his sister and his mum, they were my like OGs. They were the ones that sat there for hours for, you know, very plain nails and looking back, very mediocre results. Fairly sore cuticles at times and just, you know, not great work. But yeah, I guess that like that's the whole point of this is to like say that that is normal. Like if you are expecting your first set or even your first like 50 sets to take you an hour, you are living in la la land. Like
Yeah.
4 hours is normal. It
Yeah.
is to be expected. It is normal. It's a skill and it is hard and it takes a long bloody time when you start.
Yeah. Like you'll be practicing on tips and stuff, and you're like, oh my god, I'm getting faster.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
then you remember you're only doing 1 to 5 tips, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh, these
Mhm.
people have got 10 nails, and I have to do
Yeah. And
10 whole
it is
nails.
different. It is like I remember going from like because obviously before I did my course I was just doing the press on stands and you know sort of things like that and you do art or whatever and you think I'm really good at this. I mean looking back I wasn't but you start to think I'm so good and then you get a real person in front of you and you've actually got cuticles that you need to prep, you've got cuticles that you need to avoid. That's it, you're talking, people are
People are
moving.
raving.
Yeah, that's it. You don't realize how much like you move just through talking and having to do the work whilst talking is very different to like sitting there with the radio on doing your press on stands, you know, moving fingers around, doing art on hands that you can't just like snap the fingers to
Yeah,
weird
turn
angles, you know,
around.
you have to work with them. It's a very different experience even from like even when I had a practice hand like again her finger would go off like this. I can't do that with a real person, you know. So it is a different experience, and it takes getting used to. But if you know, if you are taking that long to do your nails, like don't beat yourself up over it because it is normal to be like, and it will come. Like I'm still way slower than you. Like when you message me saying, "Oh my god, that took me 2 hours," I'm like, I just did a plain set in 2 hours. You know.
And sometimes I was literally saying that to the person at the workshop. I can do, like, sometimes a plain set of red will take me 2.5 hours because I'm just like, it's the end of the day, or I'm just, my brain is not working, or it's trying to flood, or it's a bit warm in here,
Mhm.
so the gel's a bit runny. I mean, it's rarely warm in here, but like, the sometimes everything is just conspiring against you to just take you longer.
Mhm.
Sometimes the prep and the application of your base takes so long because we've got a chip nail, we've got a cracked nail, somebody's broken one, you've got to add an extension, you have to remove a bunch of things, and there's loads of lifting
Mhm.
in a
Oh,
product.
lifting can set you back so far.
Yeah,
Like if you've got a lot of lifting, it can add so much on because
yeah.
you obviously have to like make sure you've removed it all, and it just
It just adds up
it
and
does,
adds
it
up.
slows you down
Yeah.
massively.
So that's why, like, getting a product that is going to give you solid retention without
Mhm.
pocket
Mhm.
lifting. It's the pocket lifting. Lifting at the edges, I would say, fine, okay, that's dealable with, but it's the pocket lifting because you have to
Yes.
go around it and you're having to be gentle and you're having to, like, I mean, not that you're not gentle anyway, but like really careful to get those edges, to get that
Mhm.
pocket lifted, check underneath it, make sure the natural nail's healthy, all of that. So that's why everyone's always like, get the products that work for you because that's what's going to speed up all of your services. Because
Mhm.
but
Mhm.
then sometimes I can work out stuff really quickly and sometimes I can't. But that's why I've stopped offering level 3 and 4 nail art in my last appointments of the day.
Yeah,
I,
that's it
I,
because you know your energy levels,
yeah,
you know like how you sort of fluctuate throughout
yeah,
the day.
because I just can't. Like, I just,
Mm.
my brain, I've done it and sometimes I'll still do it, but my brain just goes, girl, go to bed or go and lie
Mhm.
down in a dark room somewhere because that is too much.
Yeah. Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's just
Yeah.
the way it works. And some people, like, I come alive at night, but in a personal sense that I'm energetic and I'll go and do things and I'll write things and I'll just like do stuff. But since I've been a tech and like full time, full on, I'm knackered. By the end of the
Mhm.
day, I am knackered. It's probably because I am edging closer to death, as ever as I like to put it. Roll your eyes at me. But it's and then I'm also like organizing the dog and I'm like I'm all over the
Mhm.
place all the time. So my timings, my last appointment of the day is going to take me longer than if they came first thing. But that's
Yeah.
why I'm
Yeah,
now rearranging
definitely.
my schedule around my energy levels.
Yeah. Yeah,
For
yeah, and I
what
think
can
that's
be
like an
achieved.
important thing to notice in yourself. I also find my timings are different depending on the person. So
Oh,
like
God,
I know like my family will take me way longer because we're watching something on the telly, we're stopping, we're chatting, and like if I like some of my clients like we will
yeah.
chat more like I chat with all of them, but I don't know, some will just tell me like really juicy stuff and I'm like no, like you
Yeah,
suddenly realize that like you've stopped what you're doing because you're like
because you're a
talking
gas.
and you're like yeah, that's it, you're so like involved in the conversation and then you're like okay, I need to like continue working while we're having this conversation. So it it will always vary. um but I just think it's time in the industry that we normalize things not taking longer. And that's not me saying like if you can do it in an hour, amazing, like good for you. I don't like I see sometimes on social media I see this kind of like almost like us and them thing where people that take longer are like, oh well, if you take an hour you're damaging the nails and you're not doing it properly and you're rushing. And then you've got those people that are like, well, if you take 2 hours, you're slow. And I just think neither is right or wrong. As long as you're doing a quality job, then like and I do 100% believe that like, and I see it on people that I follow. There are people that can do amazing work in an hour,
Yeah,
but they are people that have been doing it for like 10 plus years,
yeah,
nine
nails
times
by
out of
Iran.
10. They are the people
Yeah,
who it's pure muscle memory. It's they've got this down to a fine art. or like like I follow a guy, I can't remember his name, but he'll literally do like 10 clients a day and it's an hour each
The
one.
nail bender.
Yes. Yeah. And he does acrylic, and I know some people that have been doing acrylic for years and years and years. They can do that application in like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then so it's
He
like,
does have people also doing some base stuff before he starts the art sometimes as well, because
yeah,
of the shop that he's
yeah.
in. So
Yeah,
just
that's it. I think it's really important, like we've said before, with any, you have to try, and I know it's hard, but you have to try and take the comparison out of it and like stop. Like whatever you are doing is right for you. Like I still book out 2 hours for a plain like set. The art is more. Sometimes I get it done in an hour and a half. Sometimes it does take me the full 2 hours. But I know you and I have spoken about this. Like I am a stickler for my prep. I have a routine that I like to follow. I can't I can't I just like sometimes my debulk my well not even sometimes my debulking and prep will take me between 45 minutes to an hour every time, depending on obviously the lifting, the cuticles. Some clients come back, their cuticles barely need any work, so we can get it maybe to half an hour. Some of them, like my mother-in-law yesterday, who hadn't oiled her bloody cuticles this time, took me ages because they were crusty as hell, which I find very satisfying, but it took me longer. So that's not to say I don't beat myself up about it, and I have a lot more in the past, but I don't think one or the other makes you better or worse.
I
You can be amazing whether you're fast or whether you're slow. Like, speed is not what makes you a good nail tech.
yeah. I'll always remember when I did your nails before Shan's event, and I was just
Mhm.
like just in like doing all the prep. You were just like,
Yeah, because I'm like, so I very much use like a hybrid manicure technique. So
yeah,
I use a bit of e-file and I do a lot of like manual stuff as well, like in terms of the loop tool that we greatly differ on our opinions
I
of.
like
And I
person at
use
the
my
workshop
pusher
uses
and
the
my
loop
loop
as well.
tool. So that's why it takes me longer. But and I used to think, oh, I need to like drop this, I need to do this, and then now I'm just like, no, like that's my way of doing it. Like, and it doesn't mean I'm better or worse than anyone. I think the only thing you have to take into account, and not as a complete beginner, because as a complete beginner, like you just need to focus on your skill. It doesn't matter if it takes you 4 hours as long as you're doing it well.
Focus
Like
on what
it
you're
is
doing.
better. That's it. It's better to do it in 4 hours and have a set where like you haven't flooded all of the skin, and you've done a nice smooth application. Yes, you've refined it and all of that jazz. That is the important bit in the beginning. Obviously once you start taking clients, and if you are relying on it as an income, if you are someone who takes longer, you do need to think about that in relation to your pricing, because of course that if you're charging £30 for a builder gel set, but it's taken you 2 hours, 2.5 hours to do it,
You're
then the
not
reality is long term, you're not going to be earning enough. So that's when you need to sort of
yeah.
take it into account and not force yourself to get quicker. But but I know I spoke to Linz about this as well, because like I was like, there was a point where I was like, oh my God, I'm still so slow. But now I try to look at it as, no, I'm just like, I'm making sure the quality's there. Like I'm making sure that my prep is like beautiful, and that's kind of like, you have to look at it as a positive as
Yeah.
well. But yeah, if once you're looking at doing this as a full-time job, you need to take into account, that's why things like pricing calculators and stuff are so important, because there's no point you going off the salon down the road, because like you say, they might be doing 5 clients at the same time, and someone might be doing the soak off, and while someone's finishing with someone else, and although their overheads might be more than yours, their product costs might be lower because they might not be using, professional only products or whatever.
No.
Or, you know, you might be renting a space that you've got to take into account of the rent of it.
Yeah.
That everybody's situation is different. Like, I'm working from home, so my overheads are slightly lower than someone else, but my product costs are really, really high, or like the time that I take is longer. So that's why pricing to your actual service and your needs is so important if you're
Yeah.
going to make a long-term career out of it.
Yeah. So back to timings. What would you say is an average? Let's just break it down really simply. What would you say is like an average starter timing for like prep? And
Like,
I'm saying that
from the
as
beginning, or
like maybe someone who's not e-file trained and then someone who is e-file trained. Bear in mind, oh, by the way, since I came down to see you, I've actually changed my prep routine because I was always like, don't want to do too much manual stuff. I've actually integrated a manual prep step into my e-file stuff, and it's actually quickened everything up and it's much cleaner. But anyway, that's irrelevant. It's still not the fucking loop tool. Anyway,
I will die on this hill. Are we talking like total beginner or?
full beginner, straight like maybe just finished their gel polish, maybe just finished their builder gel courses, ready to take some like clients, like model, like their first ever clients. Because I remember doing that and shitting myself because I was like, I don't know how long I'm meant to take. I don't know how long.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how long I'm like an appointment's going to be. You don't know how long to tell people because you're like, well, they all do it in an hour. So surely as a newbie, I'm going to take 2 hours, and then it takes like
Mm-hmm.
4 hours, and you're dying on a hill. Yeah. So like for prep as a brand new person, how long would you say like manual prep? On
I mean,
not an,
I'm sitting here saying that like prep still takes me more than average. So
but like
I
yeah,
don't
but
know. But
like not an infill or anything, just manual prep on fresh nails for a gel polish
like
man.
complete beginner, probably like an hour.
Yeah. Because
But
you're
like
not gonna go
a
in with
complete beginner that's not e-file trained, yeah, yeah, at least an hour. Because like I remember in my training, like they said like about 40 minutes. Like from like day one, it takes a lot. Like the set takes you 4 bloody hours. The prep obviously takes you a long time because you're also like when you're a beginner, you're scared about like the cuticle remover, and you don't want to be like too. You don't quite know the pressure to use, or and I mean manual prep is just, it takes longer anyway.
yeah.
It's harder for you.
Yeah, definitely. I would say even for e-file, just newly trained e-file trained
Mm.
persons,
Mhm.
it's still going to take at least an hour for you to like really like get in there. And you're not going to know what you're doing. You're not going to be like you're not going to be holding the flame bit at the right angle. You're not going to be perfect. Please don't beat
Mhm.
yourself up about that because you're still brand new,
Yeah.
and don't worry about taking an hour and a half to like get everything prepped and make sure it's all just right
Absolutely.
without hurting your client as well. Because that's, I mean,
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
remember like having the e-file on so low, like it was on like 8 or 9.
I was so scared of my
Yeah.
e-file.
You were petrified of it.
I was so like, I'm not even gonna lie, I was so scared of my e-file. When I got it, I made the mistake of opening it and trying it out. Don't do that, guys. It's like, it's not a toy. And it did that whole like round the world like jaggy thing, and I was just like, oh my god. So yeah, and I had some bad experiences before of being like burnt with it and stuff like that. So I was terrified of it.
Yeah, I just
So it,
tanked
like you
on.
say, it takes you longer because you put it on a low setting, which is actually worse. But at the time, like, because you're terrified to hurt somebody, like the reality is like you can do damage
Yeah.
with them
Oh
if
yeah.
you do it wrong. So like you say, you're going slower, you're being really, really cautious because you don't want to hurt someone, and you should be like you should be, because that in itself shows that you are like, you care, you want to do a good job, you want to like focus on the quality, you don't want to just rush in and hurt
Yeah.
everyone and stuff like that. So that is a good thing. But yeah, don't think like being e-file trained for me is a must. Like
Yeah.
I can't imagine not doing it. When I lost that e-file bit and I had to do all my like etching and stuff like
I was
manually for
cancelled.
like those 10 days, I was lost. And it made me realize why it's so important to learn
Pendies.
the manual way. Yeah, because TikTok Shop did me dirty. But like it made me realize why we're taught manual first, because it
Yeah.
is important to know if something goes wrong. But even though e-file prep will speed your service up, don't expect it to do so immediately.
Yeah,
Like,
because
it
you'll
won't
use
happen
40
overnight,
bits.
because it's, yeah. Oh my God, the amount of bits I used to use. Like,
I
I used
know.
to think I hadn't done the service properly if like every bit in my kit hadn't been used. Now I use like 3.
Yeah. I use
Like,
I
maybe
use a
4
skin
if someone
manual.
needs a lot of skin polishing or something,
Yeah.
but normally max 3.
I use a skinny mandrel. I've started using my flame bit. Even
Yes.
after we were talking about it, I was like, nah, I don't really use it. But I've now started using it. So
Hmm.
there you go. My opinions always change on things, and I
Yeah,
stick with it.
you're always just changing it up.
I'm like, I'll change it up. Or like a really slim barrel one,
Hmm. Hmm.
depending on what the cuticles are like and what's going on. But I will use literally my mini mandrel for my sanding bands, my debulking bit, and a flame bit.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
That's your
same. Those are my like top 3. And then, as I say, like sometimes, like you say, like, like the Katie Barnes Erin bit, do love
yeah.
that bit. If someone doesn't have like much cuticle there,
Yeah, it's not.
I don't
It's
think I
but it
use many
depends.
of the
That's why
others.
we offer prescriptive manicures because it all
Yeah, yeah,
depends
yeah.
on the skin and
Hmm.
stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you will go through 10 e-file bits, just trying
Mm.
to work out which one
Yeah.
it is. Sometimes you'll
And
even use a
again,
regular sanding band one, and then you
yeah.
think, actually, I'll just use the mini sanding band after. And you're like, why didn't you just use that in the first place?
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah. I think that in itself, again, it is a rite of passage. You have to do
mm,
it because that's how you find what bits you like, what bits you don't like. Like, if you don't use different bits and play around with them, you won't find what bits work best for what
yeah,
cuticles and what clients and what bits you like working with most.
yeah,
So it has to happen in order for you to get faster and
yeah,
kind of get your routine down, but it will take time.
yeah. And it's finding your flow as well. Because
Yeah.
at first,
Mhm.
you're not
Mhm.
going to know what your flow is because you're going to be like, oh, I need to do this. But then, and you're thinking about it instead of it just being muscle memory. So in the
Mhm.
timings, you need to remember that A, it doesn't matter. It, at first, it doesn't
Does
matter.
not matter.
And B, you need to be able to try different things out to know what feels natural to you to
Mhm.
do it in what
Mhm.
order. Because see, one day you'll get to the point that you'll do something out of order, or you'll have someone hand the wrong hand to you at first, and you're like, absolutely not. That's just thrown me completely. That's just added half an hour onto the service time because I've forgotten exactly how to
That's
go.
it. I'm so confused now.
Yeah. So it's a case of with timing, especially if you're going to do like build a gel, if you're doing hard gel. I mean,
Mhm.
at first, whatever, acrylic, whatever at first, it's going to take you ages because you don't want to, you're worried about hurting anyone. You're worried
Mhm.
about applying things wrong. You might forget to put a base layer on, so you've got to wipe stuff off and then you've got to put a base layer on. Like, there's so many things that you have to remember. Put
Mhm.
put a checklist somewhere that you can see it in a drawer or something. You can have the drawer open beside you. Put a checklist and just follow the checklist because I
Yeah,
used to
that's a
forget
good
things
idea.
all the time.
Yeah, there was a few times I'd forget
Hmm.
things. And be prepared for sitting there for 4 hours doing a set and then they last 2 days. Like,
Oh
it
my
will
god!
happen to you
Yeah,
and you will be devastated.
yeah,
But again, it's part of the process.
yeah,
Like, because like you say, maybe you'll skip a step, or maybe like your prep won't be as good as it was meant to be, or maybe you've not used the right product, or you're not going to be amazing at it from day one.
how dare you?
It,
Of course, I was
it
missing it.
yeah. You are like retention. If you're doing them first sets and you're like straight away expecting, oh, that I won't see that person for 4 weeks,
Yeah,
nah, that's not gonna happen. And if it does, you are lucky and gifted, and oh, how you, I bow down to you. But there will be clients where like someone will message you and be like, all my nails have just like peeled off.
Yeah.
Like they've just come away and won all of them 2 days later, and you'll want to cry
Yeah.
and you'll
Oh,
want to give up and you'll think I'm rubbish at this, but it happens
just
to
keep
us
going.
all. It's
Yeah, it
part
still
of the
happens.
journey.
I've got a client that's had her nails on for 2.5 weeks, and because we were trying different products,
Hmm.
just because she's quite hard on her hands, we've been trying different products. And this product that I've put on, it was a really flexible base, because I was like, let's try something flexible, see if that works better for you. 2.5 weeks, and she's like, Susie, they've started cracking, they've started peeling off, like it's not working. I'm
Hmm.
like, cool, let's get you back in, let's try something different.
Yeah.
So it still happens to us, and that's okay because
100%.
every client is different. So
Yeah.
don't beat yourself up when someone messages you and goes, all my tips have come off and it's all cracked and it's been like, I don't know, 16 hours, something like that.
Hmm.
Do you know, don't beat yourself up. Everything like
No.
this is to learn from, because you
Hmm.
will learn that
Hmm.
you're like, well, I did that then. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try something different this time. So
Yeah. I
everything is
think
an education.
in the same way that we've kind of like social media has normalized this like full art in an hour, it's also normalized like 4 to 6 week retention.
Yeah.
That is not the standard. At
No.
6 weeks shouldn't happen anyway,
Mhm,
but like 3 weeks really is
mhm.
where like
That's the
you should
recommendation.
get an infill. It's a lot of people will hang it out for 4 because like a lot of people they get paid
Yeah.
monthly and it fits into their budget. But the reality is that isn't the standard. Like when you do your training, they will tell you 2 to 3 weeks, depending on the product. Like a gel polish manicure, you're looking at 2 weeks. You know, and like you say, it depends on the client. If they've got oily nails and stuff like that, there it's not going to last as long. But I think we've normalized this like 4 weeks is like the
Like the
norm,
standard,
and
yeah.
more than that happens like all of the time. Whereas, like you say, actually, there's plenty of clients that won't even get 4 weeks,
Yeah,
and that's normal too. Like, that's okay too. Like, I see people getting messages like, oh, my nails have chipped at like 3 weeks.
of course they have.
That's not a you problem. That is like, that's not a you problem. That's to be expected.
I think what's normalized is a lot of the walk-in places with their prep that goes hard into like
Hmm.
the nail, and they're
Hmm.
using stuff that is extra super cementy sticky.
Yep.
It's
That's
making
it. It will
people,
stick to anything. It don't
yeah,
matter if you're prepped good. It's just gonna stick.
exactly. And there's a lot, and like especially if you're using like HEMA-free stuff, it's not as sticky. There's a lot of people that go into maybe walk-in salons and they're like, well, that's lasted me 6 weeks. So
Hmm.
why is
That's it.
why
So
is
they
yours not?
expect. Hmm.
It's like, because actually I'm using stuff that is certified safe-ish. Like, do you know,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah. Yeah.
on the chemical scales, it's certified as
Yeah.
okay. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
don't eat
I
it.
think
Don't.
like I try to, when I have like my first appointment with people and we go through the consultation, like I tried to be honest about that as well. Like I tried to be honest that like we're going to trial this product, might not be the right,
Yeah.
like it might take us a few appointments to
Mhm.
find the right product for your nail type. I'm using like you say, if we use a HEMA free product, I like explain that it's not got as like it does might have like retention issues in the beginning. It might take a little while, and just so that I've like set their
Yeah.
expectations.
Low. Set them low.
Yeah. Start low and the only way is up. And I think that's important as well, like you said about the like being a beginner, is be open with people. Like don't
Yeah.
like it might feel like, and it does feel awkward to say to someone, look, it might take me 3 to 4 hours to do this,
Yeah.
but just be honest. Like, and your charging kind of reflects that. Everybody sort of will put a big offer on, or if it's like your first few sets, just maybe you just want to charge for the product or whatever like that. You're not going to make big bucks off your first few sets,
I
because
was
you're not
free.
going to charge. Yeah, I didn't charge for any of
Yeah.
mine. Like I did a lot of it for free, because you just want to build up your skills, you want to get the practice in.
Mhm.
But just be honest with people. I used to just be like, look, I'm going to be straight up. I'm a beginner. we're going to be together a little while. Let's have some snacks. We're going to make it
Uh,
fun. It's going to be a great day, but you're going to be here a
you're going to
while.
be
You
here.
know, make a little bit of a joke out of it. Put your personality into it a little bit and just be honest with them. A lot of, people are happy to help you out. They're happy to help a beginner on their journey. They're
Exactly.
getting a cheap set or a free set out of it. They're benefiting from it as well. But just be honest. Like, it's better to be honest than, like, if you tell them it's going to be 2 hours, you're going to start panicking, you're going to start sweating if you're me. You're going to you're going to start getting so anxious at the
Yeah.
point where you can't deliver that service in that time.
Yeah.
It's better to tell them, look, it's going to be 4 hours and you manage to get it done in 3, than tell them, oh yeah, like, just pop over for a couple of
Yeah.
hours,
Come in your
and
lunch
at
break.
2 hours you've only done the application on 2 fingers.
Yeah.
You just be open and honest
Yeah.
about it.
Though I have seen some discourse recently from a nail tech that is an educator who has a course. I bought their course once and kind of regretted it. Saying don't write that you are a beginner in any of your socials. And I was like,
No, I
but
disagree with
why
that.
though? Like people, if
Hmm.
people are booking with you, they need to know what level you're at. Like I've taken beginner out of mine because
Hmm.
I still
Same.
feel, but I still feel like a beginner, but I'm not priced as a very beginner. So I don't want to be
Mhm.
like, oh, I'm not the same person as I was this time last year doing work.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? So,
And the standard of your work, all right, you can't always see it, but the standard of your work is not beginner.
but you know what I mean? Because you're still like
Yeah,
you still
yeah,
well,
yeah,
you feel like a beginner, but on the other hand,
yeah.
I don't want to be like, oh, I'm a beginner and then price as a standard regular tech that's been doing it a year. Do you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it's
yeah,
that
yeah.
I don't understand why you wouldn't have that in your bio for things. Just
Hmm.
being like, I'm a beginner.
Yeah.
Be open, be transparent, and be totally
Yeah.
honest about it because then people can pick and choose. They don't have to be like,
Hmm.
oh, you're a beginner. How long have you been doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, 3 weeks. Right. Okay. I'm just going to spend like 40 quid here and you've only
Yeah.
been doing it 3 weeks. And
Hmm.
then they're going to last for 2 days. That's not to say that that's going to happen, but do you know what I mean? It's that it's
Hmm.
setting the expectations of your clients. Set their expectations before they've even come and sat down
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
that
It takes the
makes no difference.
anxiety away from you of like, but again, it's about that expectation. You are setting that expectation that, like, if you want absolute perfection, I am not the person for you
Yeah.
right now, because I am learning and
Mhm.
this is a process for me. If you can't guarantee, and I mean, none of us can guarantee everything, but if you aren't really confident that they're going to get good retention out of it, and it's the work is going to be a high standard that they would expect, then yes, you should be honest about that, because like you say, if you're a month in and all of your social media makes it look like you are an experienced nail tech, and someone comes along and the application is a bit bumpy, or it takes you ages, you flood the skin a little bit, whatever it is, and then you're trying to charge him 40 quid for, a plain set of builder that's not really up to standard, then they have a right to be a bit peed off because you've not
Yeah.
been honest. Whereas actually, if that happens, but you're very honest that you're a beginner, you've just qualified, you're still, working on your skills, it's going to take me a little bit longer because I want to make sure I'm doing a good job, but that takes me a longer time.
Definitely.
Then, and for whatever, for the first 2 months I've got like 20% off or 50%, whatever you feel comfortable with at that time. They know what they're getting. They
Yeah.
know that they are not getting an expert level nail tech, and they
Sorry.
can make that choice whether they want that or not. They might. Some people aren't going to be happy to come and sit with you for 4 hours. That's fine, but that's why you need to be honest.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, completely agree with all of that, all that you just said about that. And Yeah, just being open about the timings that you think it's going to take.
Hmm.
And don't take on things that are going to make you feel sick inside. Just be like, I can't do that right now, but we can do a representation of that, or
Hmm.
we can
Hmm.
simplify it so then you're not sitting here for 16 hours and having to come back for a full
Yeah.
working day, you know?
Yeah.
Because you're
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
going to have nails by death. Like, there you go. Like, straight away. You're just not.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
Yeah. Timings now. How do you? So no. What did you notice about timings? Because I noticed something about timings, but I want to hear your perspective. Did you actively try and get faster, or did you just not notice?
No, I wouldn't say like I wouldn't say I actively tried. Like obviously it was on my mind that I wanted to, but it just happens. It just you kind of just get to the end of an appointment one day and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that was faster because I think you know for me it's always been about like I want to do the quality, so I've never like actively tried to cut things out or skip
Mhm.
certain things. Yes, like we said about e-file bits, stuff like that, like you do naturally just kind of find a rhythm and find a kind of routine that works for you, and that will cut down your timings. But with application as well, it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
Like you just get better. For me, one massive thing in terms of my timings was finding the right products, like finding good quality products that worked for me, that I liked the consistency of, that self-leveled beautifully. That made a massive difference.
Yeah.
But it does just happen, like you just those movements just kind of become natural to you. You start to know how much gel you need to pick up on your brush, or you know, all of these things, and then yeah, one day a client will leave and you're just like, oh, that it's not the time that I thought it was.
Yeah. Like I could have picked someone in 40 minutes earlier.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, that's what I found is that all of a sudden I was just like, oh, how's that happen? And I just, oh, bless Lily.
Lily, we're talking, excuse me.
Oh, she's so
Yeah,
cute.
because I know you used to like obviously when we first started talking, you used to say to me all the time, like, because Lily, you used to say to me all the time, like, it will come, you will get faster, you will get faster, and I used to just think this is never going to happen. Like,
Like,
I'd
you're
be like, it's
talking
just
shit.
not happening for me, and then it just does. And like I say, I'm still not fast by any means, and I'm okay with that now. Like
Yeah.
I've made my peace with that, but I'm way faster than I was. But yeah, not intent. Like I've never gone, oh, I'm going to skip that bit because that's taken me too long, or
Mhm.
it just become like you say, it becomes the longer you do something, it becomes muscle memory. It becomes like you get a system that just works. You start to know where you keep everything, what position you like things on your desk so that they're within easy reach.
Oh
You
my
know
God,
what
working on your desk was a nightmare. Nothing was in the right
yeah,
place.
that's it. That's it. Because you're all of a sudden like, oh my God, I don't know. Because I've got my stuff in the place where it makes
Yeah.
sense to me.
I kept trying to
And you,
reach for things on your desk, and I was like,
yeah,
why is it not in the right place, Casey?
what is that there? Yeah, you do. You just, you start to figure it out. But it takes time, and
Yeah.
you just have to be bloody kind to yourself.
Yeah.
And I say I know like and we are all gonna have days where we beat ourselves up more about it, where we feel like it's taken a long time. Like you message me sometimes and you're like, I'm so slow, this is and I'm just like, woman, well, like you are like a hero to me when you go, this set just took me 2 hours, and I go on your story and I'm like, are you actually joking? That would have taken me at least 3 with that art on there, like 100%. But I think you just have to keep reminding yourself that you are doing what you need
Yeah.
to do. You're where you need to be. Things happen at your own pace. So even
Exactly.
even if you started training at the same time as somebody and 6 months later they're managing to do it in 2 hours and it's taking you three, that's
You're
okay
all
because
going
we're all
on
bloody
a journey.
individual people.
Yes.
Yeah, we are not the same people. We're not using the same products. We're not always using the same exact routine. We develop at different paces,
Yeah.
and that is okay.
Yeah. Like, and you have to tell yourself, even if don't compare yourself to other people, but I compare myself to people that do in an hour all the time, like all the time.
I know
I,
you do.
I'm,
You're really bad for it.
I am really bad for it. And I'm
You need
just
to
like,
mute those people for a while.
oh my God, no. But I'm really bad for it. And I'm constantly berating myself that I'm not fast enough. I have to get faster. I have to do better. I have to be better at this. But on the other hand, we have to look back at what we've done previously
hmm
rather than comparing ourselves to other people. We have to compare ourselves to
Absolutely.
past us. The same with art, the same with application, the same with everything that we're doing. And also just remember that not every set is going to be a speedy one. Some of them will be fast, some of them will be slower. It doesn't
hmm
mean that you're a bad tech. I'm literally talking to myself right now and it's ridiculous. But I can preach that to you and I can be like, this is amazing. You've done this in 2.5 hours. Wow. Like, I am impressed. On the other hand, I can still sit in my own head and be like, I'm not fast enough. And
Yeah, and I
properly.
think like it's important to recognise that, like, and we all have it. Like
Oh, yeah.
and you talk to people like that have been doing it way longer than we have, and they all still have days where they doubt
Yeah.
themselves, or things don't work properly, or it goes wrong. And I think again, it's that thing where like social media is a highlight reel, and we've normalised everything being easy and perfect, but that is not reality.
It's
And
not reality.
you have to take time to, like you said, look back on your journey,
Yeah.
remember how long it used to take you, or what how good better the quality has
Yeah.
become. All of these
Definitely.
things, you have to just give yourself a goddamn break
Yeah.
and remember that you are learning. Like, we're like
We're
a
all
year
learn.
into this and we are still learning. I've picked up dual forms this week and I'm trying something new. That it took me, like, well, I know we spoke about it, like my mother-in-law said she just wanted a gel polish, which is unheard of for my mother-in-law, and I was like, I'm so disappointed in you. Did it end up being a really good thing? Yes, it did, because it still took me 3 hours
I
because
told you.
I incorporated the dual forms into it, and it's new to me and it's something different. Plus, she hadn't oiled her cuticles, so it still took me. I was thinking, like, I started to think, oh, okay, maybe this is only going to take me 2 hours then. No, it didn't, because I decided to challenge myself and try something new.
I said that
It's
to you. I was like, that's
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
You've chosen a gel polish because then you're not having to like add on an hour or so of
Mhm.
art onto the end of it because
Yeah.
this is totally new. So yeah,
Absolutely. It was a godsend in the end. It really was. And like you say, you might be doing art, it might be a new technique to you. You might be using a new, it's all going to make things vary. Like, just because you get quick when you start learning, and like, if I picked up an acrylic brush tomorrow, it would take me 4 hours to do a set. I know it would, because it's new to me. It's something I've not done. It's hard. We're still learning
yeah,
every single day, and yeah, that's my message to people: is just be kind to yourself, give
yeah,
yourselves a break, normalize things taking longer, and just be okay with it.
yeah. I so in the vein of me beating myself up, I've actually been speaking to techs recently about the and moaning about like, oh, that took longer than I expected, and other techs like not even they've been doing it longer than we have are like, oh no, that kind of art will take me 4 hours. Somebody will be sitting in my chair for 5 hours sometimes with that, or oh, my prep takes an hour to an hour and a half because I'm doing Russian manicure training, or my full set is taking me 2.5 hours now. Like things like that. And the variety of different times is actually really like nice to hear because
Yeah.
it's allowing a lot of us, like, because a lot of techs never say how long things will take them. Because
Mhm.
maybe they're ashamed, maybe they're embarrassed, maybe they're just not
Yeah,
bothered, or
yeah,
they're
yeah.
not interested in mentioning it. But when you get that out there in the open, people are like, oh, okay, well,
Mhm, mhm.
other people are taking this long, so it's not just me. It's not me that's causing people to be sitting there for 3 hours. That's
Yeah, yeah.
normalized because people want art, or people want a really
Mhm,
in-depth, like, full Russian manicure. Like, there's so many different options that we all offer. They each take a different time, so we can't
mhm.
compare apples to pears. We can't compare, like, car tires to a biscuit barrel. Do you know?
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
but it's like we've all kind of forgotten that that's the whole
Mhm,
point, is that
mhm,
we're doing our own journey to then create something for other people, and that's the service that we'll
mhm,
do, and that's okay because our clients know our timings and they're happy with that. Like, my clients are all like, yeah,
mhm.
cool, that's going to take 3 hours,
Yeah,
I'm just chilling,
yeah.
whatever.
That's it. That's if people have a problem with your timings, it's not a problem. They're just not the right client for you, and
Yeah.
that's okay.
Mhm.
Like, yes, some people, they've got a busy life. They can't afford more than an hour out of their day to get their nails done. That's fine. They can go to like, there's options out there. They can go to a high street salon. They can get in and out in an hour, and that's the perfect place for
Yeah.
them. Some people, they don't care. They want to come and sit and chat. They might have, a husband and kids that are doing their absolute heading, and the idea of getting out the house for 3 hours to
It's
come
just
and just relax and
chilling
put
out.
on their favourite TV show, or, get, they love that. So you've just got to remember that your clients are out there. You just have to find them, and
Yeah.
if they're not the clients for you, that's fine. It doesn't matter.
Final thoughts on this. Main takeaways. Don't worry about your times at the start. Focus on your skills.
Mhm,
Don't worry
mhm,
about your times.
absolutely.
Don't worry about your times after a couple of months. Focus on your skills. Oh my God, I've got faster. Oh my God, why have I not got enough clients anymore? It's because you've got faster. That's why. Because
Yeah, this is you. Yeah, you're
no,
like, I'm
I was like,
I'm not busy
I'm
enough. No,
not
you're
busy
just quicker.
anymore. Yeah, I was like, I'm not busy anymore. Why am I not busy? It's because I've got faster. The same
Mhm,
amount of clients that filled my whole day now. I'm like, that's just a morning now. What the fuck am I going to do? So it's
mhm,
but these are the stages that you'll go through. You'll be like, I don't have any clients anymore. Where have they all gone? It's the same amount of clients. You've just got faster, but you didn't know you were getting faster until you went, oh
mhm.
shit, boy. And then you're like, okay, well, I can fit some more people in. Then you're going to have a day of going, I hate myself. That took far too long. I ran over. Everything went wrong. Please, I'm never doing nails ever again in my life. It was just a day. Give yourself a break.
Mhm,
Tomorrow's the next day, and you'll be back on form again. And each time you'll learn something new. You'll change your technique. You'll do something to
mhm, mhm,
increase or decrease your timings that's going to benefit you. And when you try new things, it's going to take longer. I did
mhm,
a new
mhm,
art thing the other day. It took me ages. Now I can do
mhm.
that art thing because I know the steps that I need to take to
Yeah.
minimize the time, and I can do it in like a third of the time now. So just remember that each new skill will take longer before it gets
Mhm,
faster.
mhm.
So
Yeah. And when you were saying that, is in my head, it's really reminded me of, when we asked Shan about like her advice for business,
mm,
and like it's true of anything that you do in life. Like, we expect it to just start here and go vroom, but it never does. It will go like this, and then you'll get faster, and then it will go slower, and then you'll forget what you're doing, and it's the rave hands all over again.
yeah,
You'll go up and down, and backwards and forwards, and that is what normal looks like.
yes,
Normal does not just look like, oh, I start here and then I just get better every single day and nothing ever goes wrong and I end up here. That does not happen.
normal looks like a squiggle.
Yeah, normal looks like a chaotic mess.
Yeah,
That's what it looks like.
and
Yeah.
I kind of love that. But when I first
Mhm, mhm.
started, I was scared of that because I didn't
Yeah.
realize, and I thought I would just go whoop rather than
Yeah, we all
rather than
do.
like,
We all do. We all think
"Ah."
that's what it looks like. But I think as well, I would like people, and I would love to see more of stuff on social media, and I know I am included in this because I need to start doing it, but I would love to see this become more normalized on social media. So if you do listen to this, like, share it, and I'm going to challenge myself to do it this week as well. I'm going to share how long things actually take me, because let's start normalizing it. Let's start putting stuff out and saying, this is how long it took me, like, and it's okay.
I've started
Yeah.
ditching what service it is, how much it is, and sometimes how long it's taken.
Yeah,
Because
yeah, that's it. I'd
sometimes,
love to see a movement on social media where we start to normalize things taking
yeah,
longer.
it's fine if you can do it all in an hour. Teach me your ways. I love you. I will love you forever. Like, and I mean, Nails by Iran, absolutely banging. She has a course coming out. It comes out tonight, but it is
Oh, wow.
$450 to $500, and I don't have that money. So if anyone else knows how to speed up to that level, then please do tell me for less money. Thank you. Because I don't have that. Absolutely, you're doing great. If you can do it in an hour, magical. If you can do it in an hour and a half, amazing. If you're taking 3.5 hours, hang in, back on. It doesn't fucking matter. It's just nails. And some of us just want to do the pretty things. And if your clients are happy, then we are all happy. There.
Mic drop.
Yeah, that's it. That's
On that note, join us again next week for more revelations. Do you know what I've just thought? We haven't sung this week. There's been no singing. What is wrong with us?
I know. The whole world. There you go.
We will be back next week with something.
Something
Who knows?
else.
We don't even know, so we can't tell you. But we'll be here doing something, chatting some kind of crap. Please like this episode, subscribe, share, do all of the things that help. Thank you for all of your support, and we will see you next week on the Chaotic Cuticle Club. We need to get a jingle. Bye.
Stop. Collab.